been mentored and coached underneath of the same people and the way that they teach it. But it just, you never know. The way that you say it, the way that you show up, the way that it comes across to them, it might be timing. It might be the sound of your voice. It might be the way that you write it, where it hits them. Even though they've heard that message 100 times, it just clicks that day with you for whatever reason that God has put on this planet. So I just wanted to add that in and share that because it is spot on. I have heard messages time and time again, and they're the same words with the way that they were said differently by the person that they were said them. It finally clicked. So I don't want to discourage. I want to encourage everyone to continue to share no matter what it is, even if you think other people have said it, because they will never say it exactly the way that you say it. Thank you, Marcus, Araya, love you guys. I am excited to pass the mic over to the beautiful Crystal Arcus.
Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Thank you so much. It's great to have the gang up in here. Holy moly, on a Monday for Monday Motivation here in Breakfast with Champions and over in the Cruise Beyond Limits world. Welcome to the party. Happy Monday. It's the first Monday of March. I can barely feel my arms because I did the Monday Motivator in the Cruise Beyond Limits community this morning, and holy moly, we have burpees for breakfast and I can't feel my arms. So I know Marcus is here. Hello. So great to have you here, my friend. Marcus helped me with my book, my latest one, The Road to Resilience. And it was an incredible collaboration. And I love that share about really putting your message out there and knowing that if you don't show up in your true power, in who you want to be, and the impact that you want to make, that you're robbing people, that one person, you're robbing people of that one person that needs to hear that message. And so, today in the Health is Wealth community and over on Clubhouse, Breakfast with Champions, Monday Motivation here for you today. I have been learning so much and growing so much in these last couple months. I'm living in Puerto Rico here. So I'm trying to navigate all the things technology. I locked my keys in my car. So I thought they actually ended up being in my house. There are so many lessons. I literally came in from trying to break into my own car 2 minutes before hopping on here. And I could have canceled, but I didn't. And I knew that I needed to come on here and share this message with you. So if there is one person that needs to hear this today, you are loved and you are here for more, and you are a CEO of your life. And so today, one of the biggest, words of this year, of actually the last couple years, it keeps coming up. Be a CEO. Step into that CEO mindset, right? Be in control. Be in the power, in your own power, right? And don't let anybody steal that away. And how do we do that? By having a system and a recipe so that we are unstoppable, unshakable, and unbreakable in our business, in our fitness, in our relationships, with our family, with the community that we want to serve, in the business that you want to serve, the speeches, the books that you want to put out to be able to serve the people around you. We have to have a consistent message and a consistent recipe. I'm having a brain fart. A consistent recipe. So when it gets messy, we're able to tap into our non-negotiables. So the CEO mindset is you stepping into your power of who you want to be, who are you going to become along the way. And how do we do that? By in the military, we use acronyms a lot. And so I've been in the military for 22 years and I'm about to retire. And so the C in CEO stands for consistency. So we want to be consistent. So I'm going to pour into you here. I want to open up the mic here and I want to hear from you after each word. So consistency. In my programs in this week, in these last couple of weeks, we've been focusing a lot on our habits and staying consistent and staying disciplined to the things that we know are going to fuel us forward. Just the small things each and every day, the needle making moves that are going to fuel you forward. Now, I just had a pretty stressful moment this last hour and a half actually, where I wasn't sure if I was going to make it. So but the more consistent I am in my workouts, in my hydration, in my nutrition, to make sure that I am fueled properly, and I'm consistent in my daily morning routine of journaling and prayer and gratitude, to center myself in a space where I can show up. I can pivot if I need to. I'm not going to freak out. I'm going to make sure that my mental and my emotional state is regulated. So how do I do that? I set myself up for success. So every single morning it starts with prayer and gratitude, goal setting, and we go through this in the Crystal Clear Life Planner. But also we map out 30 minutes of movement. And so my movement is my medicine, and it allows me to recenter and recharge each and every morning. So when life gets thrown at you, when you lock your keys in your car, when your luggage, a couple weeks ago I was traveling, my luggage got lost. I'm regulated in a space where I'm like, okay, what can I do right now? And so that consistent daily discipline there's small little things that add up over time. So I would love for you to explore for you, what are daily consistent activities that you can implement into your daily life so you can step into that CEO mindset. And we're not in a reactive mode. So for me, I love to use my habit tracker and my planner. So I actually have a free resource. If you want to DM me the word habit tracker, it's actually on my website, crystalloracruz.com/habit tracker as well. It's a free resource for you to map out the daily non-negotiables. So for me, I don't hit the snooze button. I wake up with a purpose, with intention. Start with gratitude, goal setting, intentions, in my journaling. I have moments with my loved ones that I reach out to. I move my body every single day. I read for at least 10 minutes each and every day. I meditate every single day. And I try to get to bed by 10. So those are needle making moves. I also have at least three lead generating activities for my business to move the needle forward. So that at the end of every day, I can say, you know what? I was consistent today. I owned the day. And if I wasn't, if one of those things is off, and I'm feeling a little icky, I'm feeling like, oh gosh, I'm feeling a little overwhelmed or stressed, that's where I start. I'm like, okay, what's missing in my model, in my consistent message that I need to make sure that I'm on every single day, so that at the end of every day, I'm like, okay, I owned today because I did these things. And if I didn't, I have that self-reflection. What got in the way? What can I do differently tomorrow to set myself up for success? Do I need to get to bed earlier? Do I need to, maybe shut down, maybe read or reflect even more, or meditate to go to sleep? Or maybe set my clothes out in the morning to make sure that I wake up with a purpose. Set up yourself for success. To open up from the stage if anybody has any tips or strategies or tricks on how you stay consistent with your daily habits before we move on to the E in the CEO. I have to open it up. Anybody care to share? How do you stay consistent? What's your discipline? What are your morning habits? What are your evening routine? Anyone care to share?
Good to Lord.
Hello, beautiful.
Good
Happy
morning.
Monday.
Hey, I don't know if you guys can make out what I'm saying because I had oral surgery, so I'm speaking out of one side of my mouth. Is this okay?
We hear you loud and clear. Hope you have prayers for a speedy recovery.
Thank you. My number one thing that keeps me on track, at least for my morning routine, Crystal Lord, is I actually have a sticky note of my first thing, which is gratitude. I use gratitude and do like a walking meditation with it, with all the things that I'm grateful for. And then when I go in the bathroom to brush my teeth, I have my next prompt, which is my movement. So that's how I just think about the places that I frequent, and I literally taped up a sticky note with what's next in that morning routine. And my phone is so far away from me, so I can't hit the snooze. Like, it forces me to get up. So
ooh, that's a good tip. Thank you so much for sharing. I hope you feel better soon. Those are great tips. I mean, set yourself up. And if you know you're going to hit the snooze button, put it far away so you have to get up. I know I just had to break into my own car, and I know that my alarm works, and it's real annoying. And I'm like, I want to turn it off. I want to turn it off, but I couldn't. But so we need to set ourselves up for success. So great tip. Who else would like to share? I'd love to hear from one other person before we move
Hey,
on.
this is Jessica.
Hello, beautiful.
Community is another thing I do to anchor around, like Breakfast with Champions.
So community, I hear birds chirping too. Great to hear from you, Jessica. So community, asking for help, getting accountability, getting into the right groups and the right circles of other people that are going after their dreams and goals and that want to be consistent instead of like randomly going through the day and reaction, overwhelm, stress, anxiety. Like no one wants to hang out with you if you're in that space, right? So get around the right people that are going to fuel you forward, that are going to cheer you on, that are going to be like, knock, knock. We have a morning routine, remember? How's that going? How's that book going? How's that fitness routine? How's that speech coming along? You said you put that goal out there. And the right people are going to be like, all right, I want to help fuel you forward, give you that gentle nudge. It's really hard to ask for that help. And we got our ego kind of gets in the way. And we're like, no, I got this. And then we tend to beat ourselves up if we don't show up. And one of the things that I love to understand, and I've learned to understand, is that the brain keeps track of the times that we show up for ourselves and our health, especially the times that we say yes to ourselves, the times that we set that appointment or that time blocking moment for that workout, for that mammogram, for that doctor's appointment, right? For that healthy meal, for that connection meeting, right? The brain keeps track of the times that you show up for yourself and it goes, ding, yes, you did it. But the brain also keeps track of the times that you cancel on yourself, the times that you said you were going to do that workout when you woke up and you decided to hit the snooze button. And how cool would it be to be in a community of other people to be like, hey, I'm working out in the morning. You going to be there? And in the Cruise Beyond Limits community, we've created an accountability group chat and a system for you to be able to say, hey, who's working out in the morning? I can't wait. I'm tired. I got people in town. I'm traveling. I don't want to do this, or I didn't want to do that, but I showed up. And you have an incredible support system that can help nudge you, cheer you on. And if you're feeling down, they can help pick you back up. But if you don't put your message and your goals and your dreams out to the world, no one's going to hear them. And it's just going to be in the 4 inches between your ears. And it's easier to tap out. It's easier to stay in that system, the reel of, oh, well, I didn't tell anyone, so no one's going to know if I didn't show up. Guess what? You're going to know that you didn't show up. You're going to know that you keep staying stuck, that you keep playing small, that you stop going after your dreams and goals. You stop writing, you stop speaking, you stop getting out there, asking for help, getting coached, getting mentored, going after the dreams and goals that you know that you're worth, that you're ready for that next step. And yes, it's scary, but the more you get into that community, the more consistent actions and the more motivation is going to creep in. And you're going to be like, yes, I can do this. Heck yes. And I love being around the right people that are fueling themselves forward. That's a different energy than people are asking like, oh, did you see the news? You must get the news. I'm living in Puerto Rico. I'm like, I don't have a TV. I don't watch the news. Like, maybe I'm living under a rock. Maybe there's something happening, but someone's going to let me know. But we're not just sitting around talking about the news. We're talking about next level goals. We're talking about dreams. We're talking about our challenges, our emotions, how we're moving through them, and how we're consistently getting back up and going and growing towards them. So that's number one with consistency. So the second part of being in the CEO mindset is taking that power, being in control, pedal to the metal, is not only the E stands for execution. Now we must execute, and sometimes going after our dreams and goals and executing We're like, a lot of times we get in our own head. We're like, no, we need more education. And sometimes we do. We need to read more articles. And sometimes we do. We need to get other things, more certifications. And sometimes we do. But I loved that the previous segment Marcus was sharing that you don't have to be at the top of the mountain, top expert in order for you to execute. Sometimes we get in this perfectionism mentality, especially with social media. We have this like yearning feeling to be perfect all the time. And we see other people succeeding. We see their highlight reel, and we don't always see the messy middle, what I like to call the messy middle. And what I have found over the years of almost 7 years in business now is that I executed when it was messy, when it was ugly. And I'm a recovering perfectionist. And I love it now, where I can just be like, yes, I am on this earth to do this work. And I came in 2 minutes before, and I am taking massive action in the pursuit of what is setting my soul on fire. And is it perfect? No. Do I screw up? Yes. I had a team of people down at my car. Thank God for them that helped me break into my own car. Guess what? The keys were up in my apartment. How silly I feel. However, I'm not beating myself up, but I am showing up, and I'm like, all right, I feel silly. Flip it, move on. I'm here to move. I sat at my desk, I turned the light on, took a sip of water, did a little dance party, and I'm like, all right, I'm here. I'm executing mess in middle. I can't wait to tell the story, because there's always a lesson. And so right here, I'm here right where I'm at, and you are where you're at as well. And I can't tell you how many women have come to me and send me messages, and they're like, Crystal, I need to start working out. It has been since COVID, or maybe since before I had children, or maybe prior to cancer, or maybe you got out of the military and you were anti-working out because they forced you to do it. So many women, they're like, I want to get my body back. I want to get my energy back. I want to love myself again. And they send me a message, and then they're like, well, I don't have that six pack. I'm not as fit as you. I'm not as fast as you. I'm not as good as you. Do you think I can do it? Yes, you can. Absolutely. You need to take messy action right now. And I love Annette. Annette is one on my team. She loves to share the quote. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. So take messy action, execute. Wherever you're at in your fitness journey, wherever you're at in your business journey, wherever you're at in your speaking journey, wherever you're at in your author journey. It's so easy for us to compare our day one to someone else's year 10. And it may seem effortlessly. I'm a kickboxing instructor. I started when I was in 4th grade. And it wasn't until I had to use a mean uppercut on an ex-boyfriend where I'm like, I want this as part of my rhythm. I want this as part of my routine. I want to be unstoppable, unshakable, unbreakable. And so I started back as an adult. Do you think I was good when I first started back? No. But I showed up every single day to every single lesson. And then I got certified to train it. And that's what I love, to help others. And that's the ripple effect of me learning the messy middle, getting to a point where I'm like, I need to share this with others. And I have chills because this is part of the Cruise Beyond Limits system. Every Friday we do kickboxing. And it is so powerful to be able to share all of the skills and put it all together to be able to execute. So when I transitioned off of active duty, for those of you who don't know, I've been in the military for 22 years, and I'm about to retire on April 15th. Tomorrow is going to be the second to last day that I'm in uniform, that I'm in boots, training an incredible group of people here in Puerto Rico. I transitioned off of 10 years of active duty, and I said, I had to roll up my sleeve and say, what can I do with what I've got? I need to be able to continue my passion, continue my purpose, and put all the things that I love, all the certifications, the experience, and the passion and the drive that I have, to be able to put it all together to say, okay, how can I help serve? How can I use what I've got? And if I waited until I had another certification, if I waited till everything was perfect, I wouldn't have the business that I have today. And so I started an online business in 2017, and I just kept executing. I started my own landing page. I did a free class on Survey Monkey. What was another one that I did? It was a landing page, MailChimp. It was a MailChimp free class. It was a free workshop I took to create a landing page. I rolled up my sleeves, I figured it out, and I took action and I put it out there. I was like, hey, here's how I can help you. What do you think? And then I created this amazing community. And that's what it started with, executing and going and doing the messy things and consistently going after it. So now, yes, sometimes we need to educate to level up. We need to get mentored. We need to get coached. We need to take that action to learn and level up, because we're always a student of our lives. So we don't just arrive at expert status or success. It's a nonstop journey. So a lot of times that ego can get in the way, and we can say, yes, I made it. I got to this next level, and let's kick back and have a Mai Tai and have some fun and celebrate. And sometimes we lose sight of the fact that we're still learning, and we still need to educate so that we're staying sharp in our skills. So are you sharpening as you're learning, as you're growing, as you're executing? So the E stands for execution, but also education. So always be a student. And people are always like, Crystal, you're such a great coach. You're such a great mentor. Who's there for you? Guess what? I get coached. I get mentored. I have my own circles of people that I pour into, and I look up to, and I learn from, and I get therapy, and I ask for help, and I get coached, and I literally am poured into so that I can create the space to be here for you. Okay. So I'm constantly a student. And so it's a balance, and it's a dance of executing, taking messy action when it's not perfect. Done is better than perfect. And I'm learning that. And I'm peeling back the layers of when I'm feeling I'm in this analysis paralysis mode. And it's part of my personality, in fact. People say I'm a people strategist. That's what's on my business card, people strategist, because I love to help people unpeel the layers of how your personality and how you communicate shows up in your life. I teach a form of Myers-Briggs. It's a personality assessment called 4 Lenses. And I also teach emotional intelligence. So I help put the psychology into the health and wellness space for you to understand where your personalities clash, or maybe where your strengths are, and where you find yourself in this analysis paralysis perfectionism mode. So it's actually a science. There's nothing wrong with you. And as soon as I started to realize this, it brings a level of peace and understanding and grace to the work that I do, so that it allows me to take more execution, more messy action, and know when I need to elevate my skills and ask for help and get coached in certain areas that I'm not strong in. And that's okay. And I can say, you know what? I want to be more consistent with my finances. I want to be more consistent with my running. I want to be more consistent with my connections, because I live here in Puerto Rico and I need to pour in and foster certain relationships. So I need that consistent daily action and execution, right? So I ask for help. I delegate, I get coached, I get mentored so that I can be consistent, because that consistency breeds the confidence. That is what is the CEO mentality, because then we're like, holy cow, our nervous system is used to taking this messy action, and then it pours into everything else that we do. And so you being in the CEO mindset, you're like, I've taken courageous action before. And the brain and the nervous system gets used to this. And it's not like it gets easier, just like burpees. They never get easier. You get stronger each and every time by breaking it down and going after and executing and leaning into the discomfort, and then being on the other side and say, you know what, I did it. So I'd love to pause here for a minute for execution before we move on to the last O, which is opportunity. Anyone care to share a tip or strategy?
Hey, can I jump in for a little bit?
Yes. Hi. Please introduce yourself.
Hi. My name is Ha. I own Dynasty Ventures, so I provide funding worldwide with projects. So I really like a lot of things that Crystal has actually said about execution. And what was it that you said about non-perfect risk or something? Ugly strategies? What was
The messy middle,
Messy.
taking messy action, even when you're not ready.
Action.
Mhm.
I love that. I'm going to tell you something. If you really want to make money, that's where the money's at, in messy actions, right? Why is it messy? Because people haven't figured it out yet, right? So there's money there, but if you're thinking about taking actions that was easy, I'm going to tell you, there's not that much money at the end of the at the end of your at the end of the tunnel for you. There isn't. Messy actions is where the money's at. So I love everything that you said, and executions is huge, right? People are always looking for the easy bag. There's no such thing as easy bag. Sure, there is something as easy bag, but let me tell you, that's where the W-2 jobs are. That's an easy bag. Okay, you guys know how much money you make on the W-2s. Okay, that's an easy bag. The messy is where people haven't figured it out yet, right? And the reason I say this, I hear this all the time. I hear pitches all the time. I hear I'm going to be the next Uber. And the funny thing is, it's like building a road, right? You see this land and you're trying to build a road. Are you the first person that's going to build the road? Guess what? You don't know what that looks like ahead of you. You don't. But let me tell you, if you figured out how to build the road first, like Uber did, 20 years, it's going to take them 20 years to even catch up to you. But at the same time, what kind of a work do you think they're going to do? The only thing that they can do is maybe put a nice edge on the side, maybe a pretty railing on the side of that road. Maybe, hey, if they want to be like really bougie, they would put a gold railing on the edge of the road and put a little diamonds on it.
That's what I would do.
Okay. So, but think about it. By that time, at the end of the day, who really made that money? Who made the most money out of that? That person that built the road when they didn't see anything. That's the one that made the money. Everybody else, they just took a little crumb of that. And that's it. So depending on where you want to be, decide where you want to be. Know who you are. If you're at a point in your life where you know what, you don't have the strength to build that, that's okay. You want to build a chip on the side and add little diamonds to it, it's okay. It's not going to be that much, but I hope your finances are all going to be okay. Or are you the person that's going to go into something and not knowing what it is and create something? Because that's where the money's at. But at that time, guess what? You don't have anybody tell you what to do. You don't. You're going to mess up a lot of times, and you got to be okay with it. But also, you have to love yourself for it when you do. And that's a problem people have. Instead of appreciating and see what they have done, what they have accomplished, how long the road is, we end up beating ourselves up quite a bit for messing up. I do that still. Don't. And that is the piece where people have a hard time, because you're taking that time beating yourself up when you should be taking all that energy and that time to build, not to beat yourself up. So that's all I have to share. But thank you so much. I really like what you have to say. And by the way, thank you for your services. And back up to you.
Thank you so much, Ha. That was such a beautiful share. Thank you. Oh gosh. So I only have a couple more minutes before we have to close. So I want to go through opportunity. So the CEO mindset, right? That's what we're going through. So if you're taking notes, C stands for consistency, E stands for execution and education, O stands for opportunity. So taking this messy action and being a CEO of your life, whether you're an entrepreneur or not, you can be a W-2 employee and still be a CEO of your life. You can be a middle manager, or maybe not even have a manager title, or maybe you're not the CEO, but you can still be the CEO of your life. So don't discount yourself because you're not a business owner. So for those of you who are out there, I want you to say, I can still take control and be a CEO of my life. And so O stands for opportunity. We need to be open for opportunity. And so often people are like, how did you build this business from scratch? How do you have this massive brand? How have you been able to do all of this? And I don't know how you do it. And how do you even sleep? Do you even rest? Yes. It's because I've opened myself for the opportunity to learn through the messy middle, the opportunity to grow. And I have come into an acceptance that I'm like, I am not tied to the end game. I am literally staying so much in the present, especially since moving to Puerto Rico. Nothing happens fast here. So in my old days, probably about 10, 12 years ago, people would say, Crystal, slow down. You're doing too much. You're moving too fast. And I have operated as a high performer my entire life. And I would be triggered by that. And I would say, no, I don't need to slow down. I am open for more opportunity. I'm just going a million miles a minute. But what I've found too is that having this balance of being open for opportunity, but not being so tied to the end result of what it has to look like exactly. And slowing down and practicing that patience with where we are at currently right now. And so often that when we can take that pause and we can take that step back and map out our life in a really beautiful way, 86% of the population are visual learners. And I knew this. I knew this about myself. But I had spaghetti brain and I was like, I need to go, 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 go. In order for me to be successful, I have to do this. I have to have a podcast. I have to have a book. I have to have a membership. I have to all these things. And I have to look like this. And I'm not successful unless. And I told myself that story for so long. And the moment that I started to map out what it is that could be possible, I was able to map out my entire life. And so I took a vision board workshop and now I teach this for many people. Side note, I am doing another vision board workshop at the end of this month. I think it's March 30th. It's a Saturday morning, better than Saturday morning cartoons. If you want access to that, let me know. I'll get you the link. But the second I mapped this out, I was able to bring such a calmness to my brain and my nervous system to be able to see it on the page and say, here's what I want for my life. I took action and I was like, hey, what can I do with what I've got? So I mapped it out and I said, okay, what are the current things that I can do? Just one small thing to take this action, to take consistent daily action, to execute. So it's not so overwhelming. So this morning we did the burpee motivator where I break down all the parts of the burpee. So it's not so overwhelming. You could do this in every area of your life. You can map it out, chunk it out. We work for 30 seconds at a time, 15 seconds at a time, small little increments at a time. And what that did was it helped me see the bigger picture. And so it's not like we have to do everything in one day and eat the whole elephant in one bite. Right? It allowed me to open myself for opportunity to grow through this journey, to grow through this process and see that what is success today may not look like what success looks like in 5 years. If you were to ask me 5-7 years ago when I started this business, that I would be right here in Puerto Rico, living on this live right here with you, I would be like, you're crazy. I don't know. Like I did not manifest this 100%. I knew I wanted a podcast, but I didn't know how and when. And the second I released that, I opened myself up for opportunity for growing in other ways. So when I was asked to be a host on Breakfast with Champions a couple years ago by Nate Forrest and Marcus Black, I met them in real life. And I really wanted to get a podcast out to the world. And so for a long time, I was actually like, I'm not that good. I don't have a podcast. Maybe I'm not ready. And I said yes to this opportunity to be a host. And here I was. I was so scared because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be a host. I had no idea what I was doing, how I could do it, but I did it. And I took a messy action and I opened myself up for the opportunity to learn and grow through this. And now I tell myself a story. I am a show host. I am a co-host here on Breakfast with Champions, and I host my own show and I have my own stage. Do I have a formal podcast that's on a podcast network yet? No, but that success looks different and that's okay because I've opened myself up for other opportunities and I haven't closed the door to what could be possible. So I open myself up for opportunity to learn from other people. I can't tell you how many people they're like, well, those aren't my people. That's not the group I want to go to. That's not the right networking group for me. You never know. You never know what room, what opportunity, what networking event you're going to walk into, what dinner party you're going to walk into, and who you're going to meet that is going to open up an opportunity, open up a door for you. And so my challenge to you today is to stop being so closed-minded and have it so perfect and all figured out of what success exactly looks like for you. And this has been so beautiful. Someone shared, I think it was Health that shared that she has a Post-it note that says gratitude. And so we have these little reminders, right? And my Post-it note that's right here on my computer screen, it says no expectations. No expectations. I moved here almost 3 months ago now to the beaches of Puerto Rico. When life flipped upside down, I left with 10 suitcases. I kicked my husband out because I caught him cheating. I packed up everything in 10 suitcases and I moved here with no expectations. One-way ticket to paradise, yes, with no expectations. And it has been incredible. I joined a networking group and I want to share this with you because this is part of being open for opportunities. I joined a networking group here in Puerto Rico. Within 24 hours of me joining that group, they said, hey, we're doing a sold out entrepreneur cruise. It's completely sold out. And someone is looking for a roommate. One of the speakers is looking for a roommate. So I got connected within 24 hours. I said, hey, what's this cruise all about? I've never been on a cruise. And I've always been like, oh, I'm not a cruise person. I was like, you know what? I'm going to be open for this opportunity. I sent a message to the organizer. I said, hey, what's this cruise all about? Within 24 hours, I was connected with this woman who's an incredible woman. She's going to be my roommate. Something happened between her and her husband, and he's unable to go. And we were aligned in the exact time where I'm able to pour into her. She's able to pour into me. And she's actually flying here on Wednesday. She's going to stay with me. Complete open opportunity. She's going to stay with me for a couple of days, and then we're going to be on a cruise all next week. And I have no idea what is going to come for this opportunity. But all I know is I'm taking messy action. I'm being open for the opportunity. And I don't know I have no expectations, just like the Post-it note. I know I have my red outfit. I know I'm going to meet some incredible people. And it's not like I have to close 5 deals. I have to make this much money by the end of the week, or I have to collect this many business cards. No, I'm just going to be me. I'm going to show up powerfully. I'm going to be a CEO of my life. I'm going to be eating healthy. I'm going to wake up and be consistent in my non-negotiables. I'm going to do my habits just like every other day. So when you're traveling, when people are in town, don't let people get off your game. Be a CEO, be in the driver's seat, be in control, and be a CEO of your life, and be open for the opportunity, because you never know what could be possible. So let's stay in the present. I'd love to hear from one other person before we close the room here. I know we're going a couple minutes over, but I'm the last person here, so I get to close it. So I'd love to connect with all of you. Who would love to share? I'd love to have you on mic here in Breakfast with Champions. If anybody has anything, tips, any strategies, questions.
Hey, Crystal, Laura, it's Jessica again.
Hello.
I wanted to pour into you with gratitude with your own consistency, and just the tone of your voice and everything is such a testimony of the work you've been doing and leading by example with what you shared today. And I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you. And, that has been a journey for me, quite honestly, right? And showing up in the messy middle. There are coaches out there and there's people out there that will tell you, wait till you're healed. And I mean, honestly, grief, betrayal, there's no timeline to that. And so if I waited until everything was perfect for me to share my message and for me to show up powerfully and practice and be in the heart right here, God said, you want to help women, you want to help people transition, you want to help people get out of toxic, abusive relationships, we're going to give you another test and see how well your system works. And I'm telling you, this work works when you do the work. And I've trained so many women to step into their power and have the confidence by using the community and this CEO mindset. I'm telling you, this works. And I'm living proof. And I'm here sharing it right here as I'm growing and growing through it. But I haven't missed a workout. I haven't missed a meal. I haven't missed a live. I haven't missed a call. Because I have this system, I have this routine, and I step into my power each and every day so that I am unshakable, unbreakable. So when life happens, when illness strikes, because it will, things are going to be challenged. I mean, car keys, you're going to lose your car keys. Luggage is going to be lost. How are you going to bounce back? Resilience is my middle name. My latest book, The Road to Resilience, 5 ways to have courageous confidence during seasons of change. And Marcus Black helped me with that. And we're collaborating to help and pour into other people with this message. So how can you step into the CEO of your life? I'd love to give one more opportunity to open up the stage for anybody else. Thank you so much for those of you who have unmiked. Hello, Health again. Hi.
Good morning. I just wanted to say something, really 2 quick things.
Absolutely.
One was, I very rarely have heard people share from the middle. And Crystal, Laura, your share could have saved someone's life, because there could be someone that's going through exactly what you're going through and thinking they're the only one, or that it's hopeless, or they have to wait until they come through on the other side fully to do anything, or it may just feel completely dark and hopeless. But your story, you pressing through, you showing someone how to continue to get through it. Is it perfect? No, but you can keep going. So I just wanted to salute you and tell you thank you for continuing to go forward and sharing your message. It can truly save a life. Anybody can save a life, with being willing to share in the middle as well. So thank you for that. And I just wanted to close with saying something that I say in my Saturday morning segments. There's no such thing as anyone that's not in business. Your health is your business. It's your one lifelong business. It's the one business that you will be in until you take your final breath. Your health is your business. How are you running it? Back to you.
Ooh, I love that. Your health is your business. I always say your health is your wealth, right? It is. We must, I'm on a mission to help empower you to put yourself and your health first for 34 minutes a day, to reduce the stress and overwhelm of life and live a more fulfilling life. That is my message. That is what I do each and every day. And that's what I want you to take that away as well. So keep going, keep growing, keep showing up, because the world needs you at 100%. So I'd love to hear from you. Please, I'll catch up with the comments. I know I'm streaming all over massive platforms. I'm in several different places. So myself and my team will catch up with you. Please feel free to book a call. Follow me over on Instagram. Send me a message. Let me know. I want to connect with you. I want to help you. And sharing in that messy middle, just being able to get your message out there and just reach out, connect. We are not meant to do life alone. So I love you all. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Make it a great Monday, and we will see you next week. Cheers. Crazy Beyond Limits, everyone.
Thank you, Crystal.
Thank you.
Thank you.